acting crazy. Stop eating that crap. No, I'm not even shaving for about until next week. Looking at my face all crazy. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make a juice. I'm going to show y'all real quick. This is my second meal. Okay. And today, where is it at? Acai. Okay. I'm actually going to drink Cashapp before I go to bed, so it'll be 3 meals today. So we got acai. Let's cut it open. Cold water on it first. You know, me and our reading on. I just wanted to show y'all that you can eat healthy regardless of what's going on. Okay? Acai. Okay? Let's get it in there in the blender. This is a blender. We're not using the juicers. Neither one of them. Okay? This is my dandelion root tea in case anybody of y'all want to get that. Alright? I usually get I get about 6 of them a month. And trust me, yeah, thank you, Robert John. I get 6 of them a month, and I don't drink them all. Trust me, I got a smack load of them up there with lavender. Now the funny thing is though, lavender, some of them don't taste the same. So I called the company and I asked them, what are y'all doing? You know, most of these corporations are paid by this lying-ass government. You heard about the FBI, right? And the TRU, how they were covering up disenfranchising people by having them sign some bullshit waiver. I'm telling you, man, they got everybody in the right place to do the wrong things against the people, the so-called citizens and the people of this great nation. And they think that shit's supposed to go over well. Well, there's a lot of people that really believe in this country, regardless of them being demographically caught up in the lavishness of their fake statuses and stuff and not knowing real history. But it is what it is. Alright, so let's get this avocado in here. Put it up in forest. Alright. Spoon. Half avocado. So it's one thing I say, I got a ton of them in there. And you don't want the shell. You don't want the skin. Oh no. Not saying the skin, you can boil the skin with a banana too. The skin of the avocado, as long as it's been sprayed down there in Mexico, so-called Mexico, it won't hurt you. Remember in the avocado, if you got a little brown in there, nothing wrong with it. I don't need to dry this for tender. Okay? I haven't taken a pill yet. I feel like I want to. I just do deep breathing, and I just hit a couple squats. Boom. Boom, 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 Hey, this is all sitting. And I've done like about, I ain't gonna tell you how many I've done. This is unbelievable. We're gonna get a teaspoon. I've done a smack load. We're gonna get a teaspoon of performance mushrooms. This one again has chaga, cordyceps, lion's mane, and maitake, which is good for fighting cancer for those that don't know. If you don't have cucumber, let me see, do I have any in here so I can show you? Do I have any? Dang it. And this is gonna go on my salad right before I go to bed. Yes, a salad. God dang it. You don't have prickly cucumber or English cucumber, organic, which is good on your salad with about 4 tomatoes. Get a teaspoon up in there. Don't worry, I got like 3 of these. Whenever I order, I always order more than enough. So that's a teaspoon. Rich. That's layered, L-A-I-R-D-E, if you want to go ahead and get some, okay? We're going to drop in about 8 ounces to 10 ounces of coconut water. I drink this one besides the other one, okay? And it's good. That's about 11 ounces, so who cares? It's gonna get drank by me anyway. You ready for me to come home and poop? All right. There we go. Good to go. Smoothie. Real thick. Real thick. And believe me, it's a mill. Some more water in there. Alright. Run that around a couple times. Right. Turn it upside down because this water's got a lot of crap in it. I let it dry the other day sitting up. I was like, what is in this water, man? It was like 3 different colors and shit. That's why I do not drink tap water, no coffee. You can't have no coffee, no tea with that or nothing. And the bottled water, I run it through this, my Aquapure. As you can see, I have a ton of filters, all stacked up. About 12. It takes 3 different filters, but you need to soak. I soak mine in water. I don't run it. I soak mine in water for about 10 minutes. Right? A big thing of bottled water. Put my little lid on it. Pour the water in, and I soak them for about 10 minutes in the water. Then I turn them up so they're activated. Put it in, screw them in, put the damn side on, run a bottle of water through there. Right back into the thing and run that back through there again, pour that out, then I run a fresh thing of water through it, and that's what you see right here. See right here. Purified water. Okay? I got another bromus in the truck I didn't bring in. That's the one that I get the cobwebs in the shed. I about broke, so I need to take that out and throw it away. So, this is a very, very thick mill. Alright? Let me see how it tastes, because you know me, I'll pour it right out. I know how it's going to taste. I didn't put no cinnamon in there. Usually I do when I have the quadriceps and stuff like that. Acai? It's not sweet, people. If you get an acai and it's sweet, boy, you better take it back. Oh my goodness. Woo, that's got a pang to it. All right, let's get this off. Oh, I gotta do something. Brussels sprouts. You know about Brussels sprouts? Make you skeet a mile. Make you a weak motherfuckers. Give you a little testosterone boost. Just put a half a bag in there. No corn now. No corn today. And also, Brussels sprouts along with, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. See my language. You know I got a potty mouth. That's one warm. Oh, it might be upstairs. She's to get you guys. What is she doing, man? What you doing upstairs, bro? Stop being so simple. Are you hunting? Are you prowling? Are you prowling? Are you prowling? You prowling, man? Yeah, I remember I was gonna read this to y'all. Brussels sprout. Butternut squash. Put a quarter of the butternut squash in here. This is my stew I made. Excuse me. Ooh, child, that stuff's good. Some of that water I purified that I poured in here from there. I'm gonna lid it up and just leave it on warm for about an hour and a half, and it'll be good to go. All right. Perfecto mundo. Just on warm. You don't have to put it on medium, high, and all that other crap. All right. Lid, and in about an hour, it'll be ready. All right, let's go back upstairs and get this reading in. Right off. Whew. I haven't taken a pill yet, y'all. Feel like I want to, though. Nick. I haven't had no lavender either. It's kind of weird. All right. Put my gloves. I bought a box of gloves to clean my gun with, so excuse everything. I just put up the clothes and I didn't fold my quilt up because this one's laying on it. So no need to. Yeah, I've been working out a little bit, not too much. I have to. If I don't run, I want to run at least 2-3 miles every day. But my legs be killing me, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I run, I come back, and I get right with a bag of ice in the freezer on the side. I jump, run the cold water in my shorts. I dump in, I open the bag of ice, because I can't get in with the ice. I just can't do that, yo. I'm sorry. The water's already ice cold. So I slide my ass in there, beat myself all up, and then I get a bag of ice off the side of the floor. The cat's all on it, clawing on it, so he's helping me open it. And I just break it and put it in there, plastic and everything. I'd be like, good gracious, oh my goodness. I'd be in there for 15, 20 minutes, freezing. I ain't gonna lie, man, it's freezing, it's cold. Now check this out. Every music I played says no copyright, lofty beats to relax. Jazz, country music, even with the words, it's other people singing it. And it's all royalty free. So, even the chill hop, you know? And you saw, that's why I did a little short to the people at the staff. Hey, look, come on, guys. You're not even abiding by your standards and shit. You know, if you got an AI or something that's reading it, well, y'all need to fine tune it. 37, it's cool. So we're gonna read, of course, you know we're gonna read. Heaven Bearers and Exposition Exposed. And a little bit of Mud Flood 101. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna start off, obviously, with the exposing exposition. I'm gonna read Heaven Bearers and then I'm gonna read the Mud Flood. So it's in reverse. Usually I read Heaven Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834, and the Mud Flood. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll read that first. I'll read that first because I don't wanna like be changing up so much or too much. Let me drink a little more of this. All right. I haven't taken a pill, y'all. Usually you see me chewing that vitamin D thing, the chewable. That even, there's too much of that is not a good thing. I have vitamin K2. I actually have the liquid, but this stuff I'm starting to think is toxic. And I don't do a lot of that shit. You feel me? I don't take a lot of that. So I went out today, stared at the sun, did best to absorb as much as I could. The park. And then y'all didn't see it. I got off of that and I actually got back out the truck and walked around, went to the gun range, picked up some ammo. That stuff is fabulous. And the avocado is so sweet. Not like sugar sweet. You know how the avocado has that taste. It's like fuente. It's like fire in your mouth. You know what I mean? Over your labios, over your. It's just phenomenal. And I've been talking a lot of Spanish because a lot of my Ecuadorian, Colombian, they're all over, and a lot of practice, you guys. Anyway, right? To keep up with that side of the family's heritage, you know what I'm saying? But it's got that beautiful taste. Now, usually when I have avocado, I like to have a little bitter to it. You dig what I'm saying? It's a little bitter, you know what I mean? And it's perfect. And I ain't gonna lie, okay, it was about 12 ounces. Shut up. All right, I poured a little extra coconut water in there. It's living water. All right. Now, all the other ones they put ascorbic acid in it. Let me read about ascorbic acid, just so you know. Okay? And we're gonna get into the reading. But you know I gotta do this. I gotta pitch one, you know? And invite and tell people to come on over. They've subscribed. Say, hey, come on over and watch the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, Tolo. Okay, I'll check it out, hon. I get stuff I get stuff late now.
Potential spam.
Go! All right, so let's turn this down a little more. Now, I know this is Google, so do I expect them to be honest and true? And I'm not going to DuckDuckPro. I think I've given the Chinese enough information which is shared between the CIA, Interpol, and everybody, which is Mossad. I don't really give a fuck. Why you should be aware of ascorbic acid, synthetic vitamin C, people. Every time it's just like FD yellow and red, it's no good. Those are carcinogenic, and you would think they would stop putting it in there. Like they label the stuff and think nobody was going to read it. Yet they continue to open these big brown bags full of this garbage. And some of it's coming from China, which we know is no damn good. So according to an article in the Healthy Home Economist, ascorbic acid is actually synthetic vitamin C, usually derived from genetically modified corn. What are the dangers? Nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, heartburn, stomach cramps and bloating, fatigue and sleepiness, or sometimes insomnia, headache, and skin flushing. Is ascorbic acid harmful to humans? Ascorbic acid is generally non-toxic, but at high doses, 2 to 6 grams a day, it can cause gastrointestinal disturbances or diarrhea. The side effects are generally not serious and can be easily reversed by reducing intake of ascorbic acid. You shouldn't be taking it at all. Hey, Sue. Should I avoid ascorbic acid? I'm getting notifications up top, my people. Excuse me, though. Should I avoid ascorbic acid? Vitamin C is generally considered safe, and we know vitamin C and ascorbic acid are two different things. Safe because your body gets rid of what it does not use. But at high doses, more than 2,000 milligrams daily, it can cause diarrhea, gas, or stomach upset. If you experience these side effects, lower the dose of vitamin C, and we know that vitamin C is not ascorbic acid. So let's go over here because it's synthetic. And here we are. Shop, is GMO ascorbic acid the same as natural vitamin C? It still gives you the same damn warning. So down here, are ascorbic acid and vitamin C similar? Yes. Ascorbic acid is the purest form of vitamin C, but other vitamin C forms contain other supplements. Vitamin C comes in numerous forms, and every one of them has an alternate use and spot in skincare items. No, they're not the same. They're not going to tell you that because it's corporate. Who controls Google? Is natural vitamin C better than ascorbic acid? In fact, researchers found that the vitamin C in acerola is better, not the nipple, is better absorbed by humans than synthetic ascorbic acid. Additionally, it is still unclear how well synthetic nutrients are absorbed in your body. They don't. They block. They're like blockers. Is there a difference between natural and synthetic ascorbic acid? Synthetic and food-derived vitamin C is chemically identified. However, fruit and vegetables are rich in numerous micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, dietary fiber, and phytochemicals. For example, bioflavonoids. And the presence of some of these may affect the bioavailability of vitamin C. So, synthetic and food-derived vitamin C. Synthetic is not the same, even though it comes from a genetically modified organism such as corn. Is all ascorbic acid GMO? Example, even though ascorbic acid vitamin C would not test positive for any GMO material, we know that it ultimately comes from corn, and that nearly all corn is GMO. Therefore, any product with vitamin C we classify as high-risk product. The same for vitamin E, which comes from soy, which vitamin E should not be coming from soy. I will point this out. Original vitamin E was derived from what plant? Alpha tocopherol, either naturally extracted from plant oils or most commonly as the synthetic tocopherol acetate, is sold as a popular dietary supplement. What does vitamin E come from? Today, well, they're going to have vitamin E is found mainly in foods that contain fat. Some examples are nuts, seeds, avocado, vegetable oils, and wheat germ. I have wheat germ. I don't mess with vegetable oils, even though I can press mine because I have a press. Nuts and seeds, avocado. All right, wheat germ, you can blend that with your flax and with your avocado nut seed, your coconut water without none of that, with your mushrooms, and you're going to get plenty of vitamin E without getting that crap from this GMO soy. Okay, I wanted to share that with you, especially you ladies. And now the most important vitamin for muscle, vitamin Amygdalin is a naturally occurring chemical compound found in many plants, and I'm going to tell you, most notably in the seeds of apricots, bitter almonds, apples, peaches, cherries, and plums. What am I talking about? Vitamin B17, which you can also find in your tomatoes, your red fruits and vegetables, strawberries, raspberries, red peppers, chili peppers, cherries, cranberries. If you process cranberries, be careful of how you process it. Okay? And what is B17 vitamin good for? It may provide pain relief. Older research on rats indicates that amygdalin, relieve pain. However, there is a lack of human-based evidence to suggest the effectiveness of the AGDLN. Get your butt out the bathtub. As a pain reliever, it may improve immunity. A 2020 study suggests that vitamin B17 may help increase immunity. Now, and almonds is a good form of it as well. What foods contain the most vitamin B17? Well, apricots, but you see it's hard to find all natural unless you're in a certain place where it still grows on apricot trees. You gather as many as you can and freeze dry them bad boys. Apricot seeds, also known as apricot kernels. You know, you get the grating board. You can add it to your cereals. I'm talking about oatmeal, grits, and all that, like with flax seeds. Apricot meal capsules and other products. Be careful though, make sure they're not GMO. Apple seed oil, which is hard to extract and make. Grains, millet, buckwheat, barley, and flax, which y'all see me on a regular. I've got about 5 bags of this because it is definitely good for that. Nuts, almonds, cashews, and macadamia nuts. Berries, raspberries, strawberries, currants, cranberries, and blackberries, and there's many, many more. Tomatoes, raspberries, it goes on. Which fruit has the most vitamin B17? A big cancer slayer, this is too now. Includes these in your diet regularly. Apricot kernels and peaches. The only problem with this was that B17 was banned in the US. They want you weak people. And contains cyanide. Believers in B17 also believed in a conspiracy theory that the United States was keeping the substance from the American public so that its widespread use wouldn't bring down the $1 trillion cancer industry, which I believe wholeheartedly because I get plenty of B17. If you don't get your butt out that bathtub, man, I'm good to go. And how many of y'all eat apricots, raspberries, strawberries? I eat them all the time. Currants. How many of y'all got cancer compared to the other stuff that we were talking about? GMOs. What are the side effects of amygdalin? Whatever the fuck the word is. It has, I can read the thing and pronounce it. I ain't doing all that. The side effects associated with lateral toxicity mirror the symptoms of cyanide poisoning, including liver damage, difficult walking caused by damage. And what that is, femur, coma, and so on. What that is too much. Drink a whole lot of water every day. And talk to me later in the week about water toxification. So please, stave that nonsense. So how much B17 is in an apricot seed? Approximately 20 milligrams. The thing is, you got a grater and you got that? You can grate your apricot seed. Keep it in the fridge and take like 1/10 of a teaspoon and add it to your wheat germ, add it to your bran, add even to your grits. Trust me, it's a little bit. You don't have to overdo it. All right, people? And I thought you should know that. Enjoy your strawberries, your raspberries, get your red fruits, your chilies. Eat the shit out of a couple of tomatoes with a little bit of damn black Hawaiian salt, Pakistani pink salt. Throw you some sea salt, some kosher sea salt that has actually iodine in it, not iodide. You'll be fine, okay? So I wanted to give a little tea today, share that with you, especially my boy Westside, a few other people who may be working out. Ron, if you're working out, benefit you in your health. If you want, have it every few days. You don't have to have it every day. That's what I keep telling you. Fast. Or let your body, when you fast, do you know what happens when you fast? Your body not only attacks it, but it attacks all the bad shit first. You dig what I'm saying? So if you got some cancer or something going on that pretty much man-made, because it's not in the storybooks, it is not. Okay? Take a breather. Take a day from eating, or go intermittent. When you arise in the morning, all right, when you first open your eyes, you know, and you realize you're woke, but now you're awakened and you're moving. You're awakened, you're awakened, and then you're moving around and you realize you're woke. Don't drink no water, don't do nothing. Do about 5 or 10 push-ups, ladies, 4 or 6. Do about 10 sit-ups, side crunches, some trunk twists, about 10 or 20. Take some deep breathing, stretch. Just take your time stretching. Allow yourself to relax. If you gotta go to work, don't drink no coffee, please. There's only like one coffee I would drink, and it's organic, and the people harvest it, and it comes out of Bolivia. Was it Colombia, Bolivia? I forget. Anyway, and grind it yourself. I'm not saying don't partake in your coffee. I'm just saying, if you don't like coffee, get the stuff that I like to use, which is downstairs, that is a mushroom, and it's a bitter. I like it because I like bitters. I'm not saying don't partake in certain things. I'm not saying don't. I am just saying, if you're going to, attempt to get the best you can during the time we are in. You dig what I'm saying? And B17 is good for your muscles. Let me show you this here. Is B17 good for your muscles? That is what they don't want you to know. Otherwise, they like you walking around GMO, all fat. "17 insane benefits of apricot seeds, the ultimate source of vitamin B17. I know it lowers your blood pressure. Oh, wow. COPD, a disease of the muscles. Wow. So it benefits that. Okay. Amygdalin, vitamin B17 derived from the seeds of a variety of plants, reduced gastrocnemius muscle biopsy specimens showed a mixed pattern of denervation. Lifespan. Wow. Okay. Okay. Cancer. Okay. But it's definitely good for your muscles. Holy shit. Okay. I learned that at the VA. I don't know what's going on now, but let's go over here. Insane benefits of apricot seeds. The ultimate source of B17. I don't want to talk to you, motherfucker. AI. Vitamin B7, excuse my French. Vitamin B17, also referred to amygdalin, is a naturally occurring nutrient found in many nuts, seeds, and plants. B17 is most potently found in apricot seeds, but it also exists in apple seeds, lima beans, clover, sprouts, some berries, and eucalyptus leaves, which I told you about is excellent after you make your soup. To pop one in there, put a little thing over your head and breathe it in. But it's also the oils that come from it. B17 is known for its connection to an impressive variety of potential benefits for human health when taken as directed. B17 consumption is safe and may improve well-being in a multitude of ways, which we will explore in detail in this article. As prescribed. See, this is what I'm talking about, them taking over and misguiding everybody. How can I consume B17? Our bodies cannot naturally produce B17. All right? Therefore, in order to enjoy its benefits, we must consume it by eating specific foods or ingesting it in supplement form. Bitter apricot seeds, also referred to as apricot kernels, are the most potent source of B17, amygdalin. In each apricot seed, there are an average of 20 milligrams of B17. Some people, many of whom do not like the taste of bitter foods, prefer to consume capsules. Both are effective ways to provide your body with B17. Make sure it's organic and don't over friggin' do it. It's like you people taking y'all have been misled about this sea moss shit. If it ain't growing in the Caribbean or Ireland and it ain't purple and it's farmed, that shit is no good. Many people believe that B17 is an essential nutrient to support human health and consume it on a regular basis. From heart and digestive health support to hair loss prevention, B17 contains many incredible potential benefits. We encourage you to conduct your own research to see how it can help you. Bitter apricot seeds contain the highest density of consumable B17 in a naturally occurring food. In addition to their potent B17 power, they also contain a multitude of additional nutrients that support health in diverse manners. But they want you to believe it's cyanide. Fuck, you can get that from what? What can we get cyanide from? The wrong rice. From digestive health to immune support, we're excited to share some of the benefits of B17 and apricot seed consumption. Apricot seeds are rich in fiber, which supports digestive health. Apricot seeds are composed of 5% fiber per seed. Because they are rich in fiber, consuming them may help to support digestive health. Dietary fiber, or fiber consumed by eating vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds, plays a major role in the function and health of the digestive system organs. And fiber keeps your colon healthy while regulating the digestive tract and process. Eating a diet high in fiber may improve regularity of bowel movement and help control excess gas and bloating. Fiber is often used to treat gas, diarrhea, and constipation, and it may be consumed regularly to help prevent digestive irregularities. Apricot seeds contain thiamine and omega-3 fatty acids as well, which we know omega-9 is good as well, which may lower blood pressure and improve heart health. Apricot seeds contain high levels of thiamine, also known as vitamin B1, which I have downstairs in an organic brand form, which has 2 grams of fiber, mind you, which some research shows may help lower blood pressure and maintain heart health. Thiamine may encourage pump systolic and fill diastolic pressure to and from the heart. That means it's traveling, or both sides. Furthermore, in a study conducted in New Zealand, results show that thiamine may have beneficial effects on lowering the blood pressure levels in individuals with early-stage hypoglycemia. Apricot seeds also contain omega-3, an essential fatty acid that the body cannot produce on its own. Let me stop right there. I'm going to pull up something. Want to check. Okay. Make sure of something. So vitamin B12 cancels out cyanide poisoning. Not completely. It's a good analog as far as carbonamide is an effective antidote for oral cyanide poisoning. So if you're going to sit there and you're going to go ahead and you're going to be dealing with omega-3, Okay? And you know what it says about, you know what their little gripe they want to push. And that's why it's important to study this stuff. Come on, dude. Don't be get stuck on me, bro. Dude, are you serious? Here we go, guys. No. They keep putting stuff on here that don't make sense and it freezes on my page. So, it says that in the apricot bitter seed that the cyanide exists. Well, you already hear that it has B17 and omega-3. So how much cyanide is there? Especially when it's about fiber and B12. What does B12 do for the blood, people? Unfortunately, cyanide isn't one of those substances you simply cannot build up a natural tolerance to cyanide by using this method. B12. Does anything block B12's absorption? Well, people who regularly take medications that suppress stomach acid for conditions like gastroesophageal reflux disease, okay, you know, or peptic ulcer disease, such as proton pump inhibitors, H2 blockers, or other antacids, may have difficulty absorbing vitamin B12, from food, okay? And to neutralize it, you use B12, all right? So they could, those high-priced antioxidants actually be killing you. Omega-3 fish oil supplements. We're aging skin to a national obsession these days, claims antioxidants don't work as well, because you're dealing with a pill form. First of all, what kind of capsule is it in? Gel, right? And then, like krill, which comes from shrimp, like certain, what they call roaches of the sea. Is it really beneficial? But krill also can come from a plant that's in the ocean, which most people, urchins and stuff like that, most people aren't used to unless you do the Caribbeans and you're eating starfish and stuff like that alive, or prickly, what do you call those, you see certain people go out and get them. What are they called? With the points all over them, sea urchins or whatever they call them. So, and we don't, that's not part of our diet here no more, which used to be in the Cape of Gulf. You can't get that because mostly shit is out there pretty toxic, lead and all, mercury and all that. If I remember right, I'm alleged. I am not looking it up, studying it. I'm just making a statement, okay? So, when it comes to the other, which is the apricot seed, just don't overdo it. Put it on the grate. If you want, chew the whole seed. Can you roast it? I don't know. You can look it up. I'm not going to do all that. Look up ways that you can prepare the apricot seeds for those of you who have apricot trees all around you. Because I used to pick them when I used to live at and just eat apricots all day. And the seeds we used to throw in the grass. Next you know that we see them sprouting up, you know, a couple of summers down the road. So I just wanted to share that though. So it is a benefit. And we've all learned from the medical industry and the corporations that it's not about your best health. We know what David Rockefeller did and what he created. All right? When he took natural herbs and medicines that were curing and healing them, and he turned around with oil and took the petroleum waste and started making, with a little bit of the herbs, these damn pills that have petroleum base that was making you feel all right, but creating more problems. Tylenol with the liver, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And if I'm wrong, I can pull up some medicine from downstairs that I have for emergencies. I'm serious, bug out bag, and read the warnings. And I mean, it's legitimate. Now, read the warnings about certain foods. If you're not fasting, if you're not eating 1 or 2 meals a day and you're eating 3 and 4 and 5 and you're 300 pounds and you want to get all big, unhealthy. And you're causing your stomach to overwork itself, and you're overcompensating with all these nutrients and minerals that your body don't require a whole lot of. All right, so let's get into reading. I just want to share that. Let's turn this light over here too, because it's kind of dark in here. Oh, did my package come? Because this bum don't ring the bell. That's still kind of early. All right, I'm gonna crack. All right. I'm embarrassed. Let's turn this down a little more. That's good. All right, let's get in. Let's get it in. Right. Okay, Malcolm arrives home. I just want to make sure. Malcolm arrives home. I read a lot, y'all, like I said. Malcolm arrives home just after 6 p.m. He walks straight into the dining room and sits down clumsily. He seems grumpy, like he had a bad day, and taps his finger on the table. Bonnie quickly changes her mind about asking about the Freemasons or anything else tonight. She will wait for the right moment, and perhaps he will feel better tomorrow. He eats his food while she sips her wine. Of course, drinking wine. She's becoming a drunk. And I think she's pregnant still, right? I lost my page, excuse me. Oh, yeah. While she sips her wine slowly, and she can feel the agitation in the air. The wine makes being around him a lot more bearable, and she pours herself another glass, much to his dismay. "How was your day?" she asks politely. He doesn't even look up from his plate. "Fine," he mutters under his breath, and keeps eating. They eat the rest of the meal in silence, and Bonnie wonders if he will ever be friendly towards her. Malcolm's a man of very few words. He is old-fashioned and has a very bad temper. She watches him carefully as she sits there at the 12-seater dining room table with the ball and claw feet. Her eyes trace over him, and for the first time, she takes a good look at her husband. He has dark, coffee brown hair, and she likes the way it covers his ears just a little, but not completely. He has thick eyebrows and a slight stubble from the day before. He is very manly, and she catches herself smiling stupidly at the sight of him. He is tall and strong, but slim-built, with a very hard jawline and intense green eyes. He is perfectly proportioned. He is perfect. He reminds her of Jerry, the butcher that would drop off the meat at the fondling home. He was always grump too. Malcolm's hands are clenched around his fork and knife, and he seems to be enjoying his meal. But he doesn't smile or reveal what he is thinking about and feeling. He suddenly looks up and locks eyes with her. She chokes on the piece of chicken in her mouth, and she can't pull her eyes away from him. She's always choking. She starts to cough. Her eyes water, and she starts to panic. She can't breathe. He gets up from... What, did we read this part? I thought I read... What? I want to make sure I didn't read this part. Did somebody come and mess with my book? Motherfuckers. Yeah, man, that's not my right page. I was like, wait a minute, I read that before. Hold on. Okay, let me get over here. All right. That's crazy. Dude. That's a whole lot off. I was like, wait a minute, no. And then I do look at the numbers. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Yep. That is way off. Yeah, because just tell Malcolm, have nowhere to go, nor I plan on going anywhere. This is where we're coming to. Okay, here we go. Yeah, right. He plays with his face, Matt, and thinks for a moment. There are different classes of humans, Bonnie. And this is where we get into chapter 6. I am sorry. My apologies, people. She couldn't sleep at all. I want to make sure. I think it was rap. She couldn't sleep at all. She just sat in the lounge with a million thoughts. I don't know why it's way back there, like friggin' 12 pages. Her head was going to explode. For all these years, she has been holding on to the thought that her mother was out there somewhere, that she had a good reason for not wanting her. She would have never guessed
that she was dead. Bonnie always wished that she would track her down one day and get to meet her, hear her story, and have some kind of relationship with her. We read this part too. Oh, sweetheart. She sits down next to her. This is her, what you call it? Because the swollen and bloodshot eyes, right? Remember we got through that. You are like me. You are Tartarian. Okay, we read all that. What the fuck? Excuse my language, y'all. I don't know how. Yeah, I had a couple of kids. I had a school visit, and I had them looking at the books. So maybe dropped out and they put it back in. You know what I mean? It's possible. Not all Tartarians can get pregnant and have children with either the heaven bearers or the Phoenicians. The lucky ones, like, here we go. Here we go. Hot dang it. Yes. Oh, sweetheart. She sits down next to her and rubs her back gently. I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but it'll all be okay. So we're going to pick up from there because we read this already. Just give us some time. Bonnie sits up and wipes her tears away. Her eyes are sensitive to the touch, and she has never cried this much before, and she feels completely silly. You are like me. You are Tartarian. Bonnie touches her blonde hair lightly with the fingers. Yes, but some, like me, we can't bear children. At least, not with them. She smiles, and Bonnie is sure she saw a hint of pride in her smile. Them, she asks. Not all Tartarians can get pregnant and have children with either the heaven bearers or the Phoenicians. The lucky ones like you can. She is still smiling, but it is different to the one she just had on her face. Lucky, Bonnie cries out. I don't feel very lucky right now. She throws the pillow off the couch and it knocks the candlestick holder over. It makes a loud bang as it hits the floor, and it makes them both flinch. Heaven bearers, what does that make y'all think about? Fallen? Semzael? Uriel? You know, the fallen, not the, okay, anyway. What does that mean for me? She starts to cry again and blows her nose gently. It means that you will bear as many as my children as possible. This is him behind her. Remember we read this part? So let's go down here, because we read that part. Let's go right down to here. Bonnie, listen to me and listen carefully. He walks up to her and sits behind her, runs his fingers through her hair, and inhales calmly, because you know what this goes to, right? You have a job, just like me and everyone else. You do as you're told, or you will join your mother. All right? We're actually right over here, but I'm reading from this part right here, okay? Because now I realize where we're at. All right? Like your mother. Remember when he made that exclamation, right? Bearing my child doesn't give you endless privileges. He grabs her gently by the shoulder and turns her so that she faces him. He wipes the last of her tears away, and it surprises at how upset she really is. He has never experienced so much pain and sorrow. Phoenicians have no emotions, remember that? Yet he can feel a sharp pain, so this is good for you who aren't here. Pain inside of him that he has never felt before, and he can't explain it. He kisses her softly, and she doesn't kiss him back. He kisses her harder and forces her to kiss him back. He needs to taste her and feel her emotions as they radiate from her. His want for her consumes him, and he lets himself get carried away. He is suddenly interrupted by a knock on the door. Mr. Harrington, it is time. He pulls away from her abruptly. Okay, we went through all this shit. Because remember, it ends up when she throws herself on him. Yeah, this is what happens when children picks up your books, you're showing them, and they're like, oh, what is this? She lies there for a few minutes, and the parents are like, James, you got all the books you're reading. I've seen you on YouTube. Yeah, here I am. Thank you for your children if you're watching. Waiting for him to fall asleep and notices his breathing is soft and shallow. Right. And suddenly flinches with the fright. God dang it, man. I should have marked this one. I don't want to put no markings in this book. Because remember, she's saying the la-di-da. All right. Okay, here we go. That's when she returned. Mama in there. Speed rings a mother snap. Right, okay. Yep. Right. Okay. Did you kill them? No. Okay. Malcolm's eyes flicker a shade of purple. Boom. Now we're caught up. He rips off her nightdress and drops it to the floor. You remember that part? Kisses her passionately and quickly moves to her breast. Her nipples are hard. This is where we're at now. I wanted to be questionable. Thank goodness they ain't see this. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, he rips off her nightdress and drops it to the floor, leaving her naked and exposed. He is ravenous, and he doesn't bother to hide it. He picks her up, and remember she's 4 months pregnant, which is fine, and sets her down on the table in the middle of the room and kisses her passionately and quickly moves to her breast. Her nipples are hard, and the taste of them is driving him wild. He kisses her up to her neck, spine, and spins her around and asserts himself hard so that she cries out softly. He doesn't hurt her, but he wants to hear her loudly. He wants her to like it, to like him inside of her, so that her thrust slowly, I think it should be she, and deep, and goes according to her breathing and her pace. She notices a change in him. He is more attentive to her and her needs, and this surprises her. He has been so harsh the last while, and she is grateful for this change in his character. I'm not going to read it like Zane, people, so button your pants. She wonders if her wanting him so badly and unexpectedly last night has something to do with the change in him. Perhaps the fact that she came back and didn't leave him like Annabeth did, and has something to do with how he is around her suddenly. She isn't sure, but she is happy to have him this way. He is suddenly more attractive, and he doesn't repulse her like he did before. I will be good to you if you let me, he says, I will be good to you if you will let me, Bonnie. No punctuations. And do me a favor, stay away from Henry. He kisses her on the forehead and leaves the room. The man with the top hat is working for Malcolm. She isn't surprised. She picks up her nightdress and realizes he basically tore it in half. She puts it back on and sneaks back upstairs. We're on point. Yes, sir. To take a bath and put on some proper clothes. She doesn't know what to do for the rest of the day and decides to explore the mansion. There is still so much to see. She has only been in a few rooms of the house, and there are many rooms. Freemasons. She thinks and remembers what she was told about them. They found these buildings and pretended to build them. This would mean that Malcolm was a Freemason too, surely. She walks outside up to the side of the road and takes a good look at the entire mansion. The door to the mansion is big. Bigger than what she or Malcolm would ever need it to be. Practically speaking, the windows are big too, but she can clearly see that none are half buried, excuse me. My apologies. She looks at the roof and sees all of these metal rods and weirdly shaped metal structures on it. She doesn't know what they are, or even how to explain them. She walks around towards the back of the house and inspects every inch of it. She finally reaches the back and stops in her tracks. She sees a window half buried into the ground and bends down to look inside. She can't see anything and wonders how she can get inside there. She looks around her and finds a small rock and uses it to smash the window. Oh, she's dashingly bold. She's dashingly bold. No, let me stop. It takes her a few hard hits, and eventually the window breaks and the glass shatters and lands on the men's side. On the tiled floor, she takes the same stone and knocks the big and sharp pieces that remain away from the frame so that she can stick her head inside. She pulls her head out of the window and sits down hard. Wow, there's actually an entire room down there? She stands up and looks around her. There is no one here, and she is so curious as to what awaits her down there. Should I go inside? She questions herself. Chapter 7. There is an entire level down there. Rooms with doors, and she can see a staircase in the distance, which means there is at least another level besides this one. Her heart starts pounding with excitement, and she wonders what she will find. She takes the rock and cleans out the glass neatly from the window frame until there is no more glass. She sticks her feet in through the window first and climbs inside slowly so as to not cut herself accidentally. It says "to" twice in there, y'all. The room is dark and stuffy, but some light manages to reach inside now that the window is missing. There is an old chair in the corner of the room, and it is the only piece of furniture in the entire room. It is big for someone twice her size. And there is remember I told you about the Anakin? Okay. Size, and there is a folded piece of paper on the floor. She picks it up, opens it to read what is inside. There's a single sentence. Wie ut av tiden. Wie ut av tiden. It is in that same language that the books in the library are written in, and she is slightly irritated that she can't understand it. Okay, there we go. The old Tartarian language. Well, Wie ut av tiden sounds what? She folds up the piece of paper and puts it into her pocket. Jane should know what the sentence means. Bonnie is sure that she knows more than she is letting on. She walks out of the room and into the little passageway. There is an old painting on the wall and a broken mirror. The door is different, older than the ones above on the ground level, and she can't help but notice this. Excuse me, wrong punctuation. She wonders if Malcolm had them replaced. It is very likely that he did. She looks up at the ceiling and can see a faint depiction of something or a pattern of some sort, but it is too dark, and she can't make out exactly what it is. It is probably the same patterns that are on the upstairs ceiling, she assumes, and she continues to explore the rest of the rooms. I know it didn't show her going down there. Wonder if she should. It doesn't state it. She obviously did. She puts her left foot onto the staircase and pulls it away. She is scared to go down there. She doesn't know what she will find. I need light, she mutters out loud and quickly runs back to the window and carefully begins to climb out. She places her hands out in front of her and notices a pair of skinny black leather boots. She reverses back inside the window and a hand reaches in to grab hold of her. She screams and runs towards the staircase and doesn't look behind her to see if he is following her. She can hear him grunt and she decides to go down the stairs and find a corner to hide in. She has no idea where she is going and she can barely see anything. It is very dark down here and none of the sunlight from outside is able to reach this level at all. She stretches her hands out in front of her and uses them to guide her, and she puts one foot in front of the other. I put one foot in front of the other, soon you be walking across the floor. Okay, I'm Mr. Heat Miser. All right, let me stop. Walking very slowly and carefully. If she can't see, that's the only animation I like to watch during this stupid ass Christmas. Anyway, walking very slowly and carefully. If she can't see, then neither can he, and she doesn't need to rush. She reminds herself and she can feel her breathing slow down. She bumps into something hard with her foot and has to stop herself from crying out. She carries on walking and can feel her heart pounding so hard in her chest. She worries that the man will hear it. She can feel a stable of sorts, or perhaps a cupboard, and feels underneath it. It is hollow. And she climbs inside. She wants to cough and sneeze from the dusty and cold air, but pinches her nose shut with her fingertips. The air is very thick and heavy. Suddenly, and she can't breathe in enough of it. She puts her knees up and puts her face against them, continuing to 1,000 in her head, counting to 1,000 in her head until she can no longer hear him looking for her. Who is this man? This is the second time that she has seen him, but this time he seemed violent. When she sees Malcolm later, she will tell him about this incident and how he scared her. She starts to yawn and lays her head against the side of the wooden piece of furniture. She is hiding in and closes her eyes for what only feels like a couple of minutes. She suddenly hears voices and opens her eyes wide. It takes her a moment to remember where she is, and she wonders who else is coming after her. She closes her eyes tight, hoping they will go away. Y'all remember doing that? I remember as a little child, children, myself, so that she can sneak back out. She hears more glass breaking and a loud and angry voice. It makes the hair on her arm stand up, and she crawls out from under the table and crawls along the floor trying to find her way back. She is lost, and the voice disappeared. Did I just imagine those voices? Am I going crazy, she wonders. She starts to cough as she breathes in the dusty air and then opens her eyes even wider and tries to orientate herself to see something, anything, but it is pitch black and she can't see a single thing. She carries on crawling along the floor and she touches something cold and metal. It feels like a metal pole of some kind. She runs her fingers along it and she can feel 14 bumps on the one side of it, and they feel hard, but they are not metal, and she carries it with her, thinking that she will use it as a weapon if she needs to. The sun starts to set, and she is still down there. She hasn't noticed the time. She keeps wandering around. It's not like she has a watch on, people. Wandering around to find her way back, and she is quite confused as to how she got this lost. She hears the sound of wood cracking, not far from where she is crawling, but she holds the metal pole she has in her hands as tight as she possibly can. What was that? She questions herself. She listens carefully and pushes herself up against the wall. Her hands are starting to sweat, and she takes a deep breath, ready to defend herself. Right. Bonnie! She hears a soft voice. And I'm saying it loud for you, motherfucker, because you know I'd be like, motherfucker! Anyway, a voice she recognizes. Bonnie? Are you in there? Henry? Is that Henry? She lets him get a little closer until she can hear it is him. She sees a light and decides to call out to him. Henry, I'm over here. She whispers loudly and lowers the metal pole. The light turns towards her and she starts to walk in her direction. In his direction. The light turns towards her and he starts to walk in her direction. Excuse me. He finally spots her and gives her a toothy smile. First, you fall asleep at the Asher building, much to the amusement of my men, particularly Harris. Your husband, however, wasn't very impressed, as we could both have guests, and the building is off limits to the public. By the way, public health standards and all that. He gives her a cheeky wink, and she knows he is teasing her. And now I have Mr. Harrington thinking I have you locked away somewhere. He is a scary man. I'm not sure if you have ever noticed that. She stands there all shy. Her face and hair are covered in dirt and spider webs. I admit it wasn't my finest moment, but I was curious about what was down here. Her voice is apologetic, and she gives him an ashamed smile. What were you hoping to find down here? He asks and shines the lantern around the room. There really isn't much here. There wouldn't be. They would have taken anything of value out a long time ago, I would suspect. She shakes her head and puts her arms up in defeat. I don't know. I was just looking to see if my home was also mud flood affected. Then I saw the window and realized there are levels underneath the mansion. I just wanted to do a bit of exploring. It is my home after all. She rolls her eyes and walks closer to Henry, not wanting to be too far away from the light he provides. And we'll pick the other part up tomorrow. I'm going to mark this motherfucker. I don't care. I'm just going to have to mark it. I don't want to put a mark in here, but I don't have the, and we're going to, just right there, kind of hidden off. Nobody else can see it. I know it's there. A little sideways bar T. Man, I'm trying not to take that goddamn pill, man. Anyway, I got to get used to it. Don't worry, we'll read the ISIS paper too. I just can't. I read the whole thing. She's an Eastern Star. I'm just not into that. I am really not. It's good information in here, y'all. I'm a sociology major. So for me, I can utilize it. For you, it can strike something in you, okay? So Dr. Frances Cresswell's, and you can tell by the last name, of Dutch, she's not, even though she looks it, she got our bloodline, but she's not, her peoples are not from here. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, I read the whole thing. I'm gonna read it for y'all, but not with this. All right, let's go into my boy Howdy Mikowski. Let me drink this very quick. Now you see what she found, right? I know that's right. Man, I feel like getting up under 300 pounds right now, and I know it'd probably be a benefit for me. And then an hamper as well, so that's me thinking heavily and heartily. That was good. If my lips got a little bit of blue, purple, whatever, don't worry about it. It's all good. All right, relax. I marked this yesterday, and I got bookends, y'all. I just don't use this shit. The stuff, excuse me. And it is right around. Here we go. Here we go. We got it. Because remember yesterday we were talking about the Hotel International Barcelona, and the other one, which he doesn't have the picture, and it should be right here. Excuse me. The Philadelphia one, it should be right there, but he doesn't have the picture. I've been looking for the picture of it. It's supposed to be in that book that I'm going to order, but that's going to be another order, separated from the ones I got ordered once I get the right amount. So anyway, let me just go ahead and get into it. Look at the scale. Exposing the Expositions, 1851, 1950, revised edition of 2021. All right, from the 2019 one. Okay, look at the scale of the building. It is a giant. All of it covered with the fine ornamentation. If you were going to build a temporary structure to tear down in a year, would you really go to all the trouble for the super fine finish on the exterior? No, of course not. You simplify the build. You don't sculpt every square inch of the Duomo in Florence unless you expect the building to be there for many centuries. I asked a building contractor friend how long it would take to build this today with modern machines. He said it would be hard because of the ornamentation, but that it would likely take just over 2 years. Today, with modern machines, requires 2 years, but with horse, wagon, and hand screwdrivers was 53 days. What makes the standard story even more unbelievable is that it is claimed to have no foundation, but placed on a metal structure to provide stability for the temporary building. Really? No foundation? Do you honestly want 6,000 guests, particularly the rich elite of Europe, coming to stay and then die in your collapsed, unsafe building? Come on. It is not even conceivable. And if the hotel is built that strongly, why the hell would you tear it down just 1 year later on the date of May the 1st? My guess is that the work crew did not build anything. They were working on refurbishing a building that was already there. Perhaps they altered a few things, added some elements, and repainted it to look fresh. And they did a major upgrade to it, which is conceivable to do in 53 days. That's why I keep telling you, America is a Negro country. We had our pale skins, but they weren't what you think. They're melanated ones. These individuals are not our people. Who you think created the fake religion based off an ancestral story that they didn't feel like they had to respect? And I tell you, they didn't really pay attention. If they knew what I knew, they'd get the fuck up out of here. May 1st, 1776. And that picture is not there, y'all. May 1st, 1776 is said to be the date of the forming of the shadow group known as the Illuminati. May 1st, 1776. Look it up. Who are claimed to be in control of every country and institution worldwide. Both of these dates, May 1st and 1776, have been given to other occasions, in parentheses, Workers' Days and the Independence of America. But both of these celebratory dates might actually be a reference to this Illuminati founding. What I say about wars and the pictures that I found when nothing but Negroes walking the streets of these grand cities? Pictures taken by French photographers. Okay, that is one story. How about another? In Copenhagen, Denmark, they also had a fair in 1888. So of course they built a huge exhibition building next to Tivoli Amusement Park. Right after the fair, it was torn down and replaced with a new city hall. Why would you build one thing, tear it down, then build another thing in a year? And that city hall looks like shit, y'all. Louisville Exposition, 1883. And I'm gonna show y'all a picture, and y'all can pull it up yourself. The view of the Louisville Fair from the riverfront and Southern Exposition of 1883. You think them motherfuckers could build this in 2 years? Boy, we became dumb real fucking fast, people. Next we look at the, well, no, we didn't actually. Next we look at the city of Louisville, which had a large regional exhibition beginning in 1883. Look at the size of the building in the center. It was a 2-story wooden and glass structure designed by the McDonald brothers that covered approximately 12 acres, or 3 square blocks of the city. It was bigger than the Medici palaces of Florence, Italy. The above drawing shows 4 interior courtyards with fountains that would have provided light and ventilation within the building. If that's not aerodynamic, wow, aerodynamics, woo. It also was decked out with the largest installation of incandescent light bulbs. having been recently invented by Thomas Edison, in parentheses, a previous resident of Louisville, Kentucky. The fair had more incandescent lamps than all of New York, but we don't want to talk about Lewis Latimer and the two men who I knew were about 100 years old when I worked at Thomas Edison Building in East Orange, New Jersey. First floor Acco welding and the second floor making furniture where I learned carpentry. They said Thomas Edison didn't invent shit. He was taking everything that belonged to us. Now, anyway, let's get back to this. The fair had more incandescent lamps than in all of New York City. When the yearly fair ended in 1889, it was torn down, so now you know why Nikola Tesla left him. He despised what he did, and he was in Harlem around us. Anyway, it was torn down and then used to build a small theater close by. Why tear such a thing down? You could easily have some of the most beautiful apartments anywhere. The story lingering with the historians, again, is that the building was somehow temporary. But how temporary can a building be if you are going to use it 5 years in a row and then use the very building materials to build another building? Maybe it wasn't temporary at all. The city of Louisville is supposed to be founded in 1778 during the American Revolution, right? Yes, in the middle of the Great War of Independence. Founding a new city was considered a good idea. We were all too busy fighting while they were mediating what they were going to do. And they created the war. They got us fighting the melanated on all sides. Considered a good idea. That sounds odd. 80 civilians and 150 soldiers were said to have gone there to start it. Are we really to believe that in 100 years they went from log cabins to that? Now, perhaps in 100 years, y'all. Now, perhaps they did, but it really needs to be examined further as to how the materials was quarried, transported, and raised in a place with no roads, trucks, or machines. Recall, the word founded is actually the two combined words found and dead. And most U.S. cities, most cities in America, I'm going to say that, goddammit, are Tartaria. Founded in the period 1700 to 1850, more bizarre are cities like Salt Lake City, in parentheses, supposedly founded by Mormon pioneers in 1850, who hides our history, the bastards, or San Francisco by Gold Rush cowboys in 1847. Yet in 20 years, they have a city with cathedrals, palaces, towers, and domes that would rival Cologne or Prague. Cowboys and soldiers in 20 years recreated old Europe. The story is the same for almost every North American city, be it Toronto or Indianapolis. I don't even want to get into what they call Oklahoma with these fake motherfucking natives and pale skins. It's funny how most of that city was Negroes, and the fact the Trail of Tears, they were bringing us back to our old city, not knowing that in 1830, all these Spaniards and pale skins and niggas came up fighting Khalifa and came across the waters and started fighting our people. That's where the word Anasazi comes from, our enemies. And I only want to start with at the New Orleans Cotton Fair of 1884, and we'll get into that tomorrow. I'm just saying. Mud Flood 101, a premier of the mud flood theory, Tim Osmond. I would like to see, I probably should be writing some of this shit with all the places I've been and all the pictures I took. I can't find none of them pictures. I don't know if my grandma lost them, my aunt has them. Anyway, Mud Flood 101, a primer on mud flood theory. A primer is what it says, y'all, on mud flood theory, not a premiere. Otherwise, it'd be IE, but it's an ER. By Tim Osmond. Copyright 2019 Mud Flood Society, all rights reserved. Isn't it funny? I've been talking about this since I was damn near 9-10 years old, drawing and stuff. Now all of a sudden I've been talking about it forever, and all of a sudden everybody in 2019 when the Jap happened, everybody's making $1 off. Yeah, all these young motherfuckers. So anyway, let's get into reading this. I just had to do that. You know I had to do that. Now, let's give you a little introduction. History is a set of lies agreed upon. Napoleon Bonaparte. The mud flood theory posits that a worldwide mud flood swept across Europe in the early 19th century and it buried a previous civilization. According to this theory, there was both a catastrophe and an intentional international conspiracy to cover it up. This mysterious topic has piqued the interest of I'm thinking about the Pequot Indians, of people all over the world, and the evidence presented for it is quite compelling, and it raises many more questions than it answers. No, it hasn't piqued nobody's. A lot of us, when I was talking about it, people was all stuck like, what the fuck? We're the message carriers, just like breakdancers all over the world, and everybody's doing it. The mud flood theory will have you asking questions you never would have asked before. It will challenge your assumptions about the reliability of historical narratives. While it is not an all-encompassing explanation, it is an invitation to question everything you know about history. This book is somewhere near complete in terms of the available information, but it is a jumping-off point for seekers of knowledge. We hope you will enjoy this high-level overview of the mud flood theory, and we look forward to publishing more comprehensive research in the future. And they say theory. Some of us actually know something, but anyway. The mud flood theory posits that an advanced civilization enjoying a high-tech lifestyle preceded the present modern-day age, and that all traces of who and what came before us has been quite literally buried. In other words, by some unknown means, and for reasons we can only speculate, an event occurred in which entire cities were submerged in catastrophic a flood, which either brought with it or was accompanied by vast and anomalous soil deposits. The evidence is plain to see, but what does it mean? What can we infer from the apparently universally present indicators of a catastrophic mud flood event? Interestingly, though, the cities around the world with notable instances of mud flood affected buildings tend to have corresponding historic fires or other natural disasters. These events, like all else, deserve a second look. For if an event such as the one posited is the correct explanation, then it would follow that cover stories would have been written into the history books. This supposed event would likely have occurred, at least according to available evidence, in the early 19th century. The absence of historical records indicates a deliberate obfuscation of this historically significant event, and moreover, it must therefore follow that there is a reason for the covering up of the event, as in it may have been the result of a weapon of mass destruction. In this case, the possessors of this weapon are also inheritors of the conspiracy, which is by definition what we are examining. Who or whatever murdered the previous world spanning advanced civilization is still hiding their crime. Many modern cities have been constructed literally atop the previous city's ruins. This is a consistent pattern across the world. Here is a brief list of a few of mud flood affected cities under scrutiny. Seattle, Boston, Oklahoma City, Syracuse, Washington, D.C., Moscow, Paris, and Cairo. Hence, this fake federal government, turpentine bombs, giving arms and weapons to newly motherfucking minted, Mongol, pale skin, and Spaniards to murder our people. And it wasn't one city, I told y'all. It was over 27 that we had built up. And we have known all of them, better looking, and we were well off than everybody else. I'm gonna leave that be there right there. These and many others are known to have catacombs, abandoned subway tunnels, and veritable underground cities. Researchers of the supposed mud flood event and subsequent deception surrounding the event place it around 200 years ago, but no firm or perfect reconstruction of our lost timeline has been agreed upon. I hate to say this, my pale skin brothers. They murdered all our pale skin kinfolk that we bore into this world. They were hanging on the lint. They lynched them right along with us. Enslaved a lot of them, and then they called the ones that were overseas slabs and brought them here as slaves. And we're not talking about the orphans. We're talking about full-grown folk people. So stop with the incumbent racist ideology and narratives of a world that existed before the bullshit we're dealing with, foreign motherfuckers. There appears to be evidence of hidden history in architecture, evidence of a mud flood event in most apparent is most apparent when one begins to look at the architecture and buildings in virtually any larger populated city. Just find buildings of a certain age that appear to have part or all of the original ground floor stories embedded below ground, and you will find evidence of a mud flood. Here are two pictures of the Russian Winter Palace, located in St. Petersburg, Russia. On this 18th century engraving, we can see what the city looked like when the city was first built. And I'm going to show you this shit. Remember the Abkhazarians that all of a sudden after World War I disappeared? Then we got goofy niggas in the what you call community talking about the Indian one, the Y chromosomes, about the Australians. Do you know what happens when you're being hunted and murdered for damn near 3 or 4 centuries? And you go back to ceremonial ways? You lose a lot. So any Australian watching, know who you are and stop being fucking pigmented by the lies and history and wanting to make a new kind of race of people. Ugh. And here is what Winter Palace looks like today, with 1/3 of this structure obviously located under the ground level. I'm going to show you today. That's what it was. That is minted. Now we're going to see what it looks like today. Did y'all get a good picture of that? I'm going to show you again before I show you this. Now today. Nigga, what? Indications of mud flood affected buildings are windows and partial windows visible at ground level. Oftentimes, these are bricked over. Such windows, when not covered, and you see that all through New York and New Jersey, are not covered over, are termed daylight windows, with the explanation that they are used for bringing light into a basement. Hence the term basement, people, which they started building in these raggedy ass buildings, houses. These basements are usually 1/2 buried below ground, and very often not uniformly buried at that, which reinforces an impression of a flow of material past the building or area. What kind of weapon could have done that, people? In the ocean. Take a look at these examples of what typifies evidence of in favor of mud flood theory. Copenhagen. I'm going to show you how the ground and the building is, and look at the windows in the bottom. Do you see? I need a pointer. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? This angle. And it all up over here. All those have the same. Right there is what you see. All right? Is it starting to make sense? Oh, a lot of pictures of this book. I love it. Man, I can sit here. Oh, I'm going to show you this one. This one will get your ass. This will get your nads. This will show you how the mud flow flowed. This is Copenhagen. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh, check this one out. These right here get you. And you see this in Manhattan and Brooklyn like a motherfucker. A big ass fucking door. Them motherfuckers ain't built shit. We work with the Anakin, the melanated beings of this earth. The Anunnaki with their black ass, and the custodians, they pale motherfucking ripped up ass, worked together, and we had to fight them off. And the weapon was leased. Man, these pictures, man, they all over the place. Oh, man, I can show you all millions of pictures here, man. God damn. But anyway, entrance to Rose Hill Cemetery. It's noteworthy that Chicago has several multi-level streets in some parts of the Loop and River North. Some sections like East Randolph are triple level. And look at this shit. And then the Chicago Pedway system connects the buildings in downtown Chicago via ground level walkways and underground passages. The climate control passages make for comfortable navigation of the city during the winter and summer, but are they also of a catastrophic mud flood in America's not so ancient history? Look at that shit. Of course they are. And then who the motherfuckers occupied? What they call it? They fake ass Illuminati, Masonic religion bullshit. Fake politician bastards. Allowing y'all to fight one another. Murder one another because you have no focus. Nobody to curb that appetite in the right direction. Historic catastrophes and other noteworthy incidents during the 1850s and 1860s, engineers carried out a piecemeal raising of the level of central Chicago streets. Sidewalks and buildings were physically raised on hydraulic jacks or jack screws. Raising a block of buildings on Lake Street, public domain image, Edward Mendel, Chicago Historical Society. I'm going to show you this. And many of the older maps, Chicago's or Chicago, as it's called, doesn't sit on the edge of the lake as it does now. Chicago's Great Fire 1870 is a historic catastrophe deserving of a second look. And we know the motherfuckers who call themselves the G's to the J's are behind every bit of this shit. That's on jacks. They're raising the whole fucking town and city. And go look at the picture, and there was a lot of Negroes involved in that. And we're gonna take a break at that one. And we'll pick this motherfucker up tomorrow. Because I can sit here all day and go through this son of a bitch. I don't like, I'm gonna put a little mark right up here on this motherfucker right here. I read a lot, y'all, I'm sorry. I gotta do this. Okay. All right. I gotta go downstairs, rinse this cup out, because that stuff's like protein. It'll be hard like concrete, and I gotta go steer my little motherfucking my solid mill that I'm gonna have here shortly. So let's give some shout outs right quick. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Damn, only like a handful of people come in. Peace, Randolph. What's going on, family? Carl, what's happening? West Side. What's good? Grey Wolf, peace. Joshua Northern. You already know. Raphael Lugons. Hold on. What the fuck did I? Excuse my language. Let me, my apologies right quick. I want to see if did I or did I not? Yes, I did. So, let me show you. While Joshua Northern, you got the heart reply. I appreciated the $40. As you can see, people asked me, and the people have sent me. And as you can see, right now, there's $90. I can't show you the other stuff. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, good. So, as I said, the $90 is right there. Okay? So, I appreciate that. And assume you're one of the books when I get enough. So, more shout-outs. West Side, great. Joshua Northern. That was Joshua's Northern. And before that was Reploid. And who else was that before that? I want to give shout outs always. Yeah, so Raymond Berry, appreciate you, much love. APGR was happening for people to follow. Yeah, we'll see. Janet Nubian Queen, peace, beloved. How are you? Reploid, you already know. I hollered at you earlier. Much love. Oh, Mr. Lone Wolf. Yo, I was feeling that what you said earlier in that video. Well, I didn't know if you made another one, but them last two, you know I'm 100 on that, bro. You already know. Mama Red kicking up a storm. Was that from the old claymation of Santa Claus? Yes. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. 101. I'm Mr. You know what I'm saying? Sunshine. I'm Mr. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a melanated woman. Yeah, well, you know, it's short, right? Short. It sure does. I don't care for none of those demonic Greek-based fraternities. I know that's right. And it's not Greek, honey. Greece was everywhere. All these terms are made up by these bastards. I just eat the meat and spit out the bones. Or eat the fruit and spit out the seeds. I know that's right for the vegans. I know that's right. I know I'm all there. I got fish and tuna, man. I be craving, but I got to do what I got to do. They fooling themselves. 1776, May 1st, exactly. It was great for the brother who asked about the Gematria number is 43. Excellent question. And y'all got the answer. I already knew it in my head. I just felt like the hell thing and everything. I wanted to circumvent it to let you know that it's based on a fake language. They're the narrator. They're the narrators. And you know they got their little, it exists. They already said, motherfucking Charles Schwab and the motherfucker said, he riching all these motherfuckers together. Y'all need to know this. Can I get them lamps today? Like it's come on. They stole a lot. They stole a lot from, hey, they stole it from us. Distractions. Yes. I watched a lot of chat red fun. Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it, hon. I'm letting the young brother that works about Tatera. He was happily surprised and will research more on it. Reach one. Yeah, tell him to come subscribe to the channel. Got tons of books on it. But we have to circumvent narratives, and we got to keep it in the form of, it's alleged. We were questioning the narrative. Regardless of what I may put in there and what I've seen, that's from me. But as far as what I'm reading, you got to remember, even though they might not see fantasy, this, that, and other, you got to remember these individuals are lethargic in their own writings as well. The benefit is that, like brother said, and like I've expressed before, we've got to chew the fruit, chew the meat, spit out the bone, and spit out the seed, however it is you're eating. You know, I love it though. It's pretty heavy, isn't it? Carl, what's happening? 3 stories down, plus doing construction, you realize the lies and the covering up. Exactly, man. Like the Flatiron building in New York City. Oh, you see the stuff they tore down and the walls they were bringing up out of there? Bro, you know I follow all that because you know air conditioned refrigeration, HVAC. Bro, there's shit down there when you're walking around, when you be on the subways, you see these little big round things and you see metal things coming out because the concrete pour off or somebody broke it away, a crackhead, whatever, and you realize that's an old train track. And even though you're in this big area with these big AMT, right? That was a train station. Like, and some of the people said they walked in through some of the other ports, whatever. The guys who worked there and got hooked up on crack and everything. No, that shit goes down. And it goes far. And they wouldn't take it all the way down. Center Street down, for sure. Chief Johns, what's going on? John say, what's happening? All right. They do the demonic rituals and those, yes, sacrifices and everything. Appreciate that. My dad lost his construction company because he refused to join Freemasons. I know, man, it's terrible. And vast icon, yeah, for sure. Appreciate y'all, man, just hanging in there with my half-ass reading, man. My eyes are low. I've been staring at the sun, people. No, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all to join me. All right, no one's. Well, you know what? We all have a story to tell. The thing is, it's beautiful when you've touched the buildings, when you've worked and you've seen things, construction or HVAC, whatever. Volunteer with HVAC because I was taking air conditioned refrigeration and over there was at 14 up in what's it called? Apex. I used to do the naked yoga across the street and on the rooftop, do the Krav Maga with the firefighters and stuff. So that was a long time ago. Yeah, I did naked yoga, bro. I enjoyed that. Appreciate it. But yeah, I appreciate the donation. And you know, like I said, I'm always going to show you. And when I order the books, I will show you the books that I ordered. So I've got them lined up. I was saying I was going to land, but I ain't showing y'all nothing. I'll be showing you all the time. I'm going to show you the books when I get ready to order them, so we can do the order together. And that way we can go, yo, we got some more coming in. There's plenty. So it's plenty to read. And I'm not saying anybody's got to believe anything. I'm just here just to open your mind. You know how Dane always says, I'm just here to make you think. Well, we're all here to make each other think, but in what direction? I just want y'all to see things and have a different perception. I'm serious. I don't be calling me Indian and none of that shit. I have a little more insight. And I've always, even in high school with Randy and them, I used to be like, I'm Tartarian. They ain't just like, this is my territory either. I was like, no, I'm Tartarian. It was like, this is my territory too. I was like, oh man. Them days, smoking weed back behind the Rand building. If anybody remember, I used to say it all the time. And it's enjoyable. I appreciate everybody coming in. We're at an hour and 40 minutes. Quite a bit of talk, quite a bit of communication, quite a bit of sharing. I love y'all like a motherfucker. I'm going out here and make sure I ain't burning up this soup. Excellent background music, because that's what it's actually for. And thank you for hanging in there with me. And everybody else watching, if you don't mind, pop me a thumbs up. It helps beat the algorithms. If you can share it, I appreciate it. If you subscribe, cool. Hit the notification bell. I'm gonna keep this going, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just gonna be reading all the other stuff that I'm discussing and saying. That's for me. That's based upon my opinion. We're all opinionated, regardless of whether you want to hear it or not. I'm getting more or less to just, oh, I got the new tent. I got the new tent. So it's big. And I don't have the hot stove. I use people's hot stove. And they're kind of expensive. Depends on which ones you get. If you know of a decent one, I don't research hot stoves and stuff. Hook me up. I don't want no cheap things going to fall down. I'm sleeping in it, burn me the hell up. Nice hot stove, you know what I'm saying? This thing is big. It's like some you see in church people's, like, it's big. You know, the camping. I used to go camping with a lot of churches because jog, you know, I did the marathons and chopping wood and all that, and they like to see me breaking real boards. And instead of one time I cut my ankle, and I was like, they put a piece of board up, I think it was a headboard with mahogany, and it took 3 kicks, and I was like, wait a minute, this ain't regular wood. Remind me, regular wood's hard, nobody else could break it. 3 kicks and I broke it, and all the Spanish cats were like this. And they went back telling him, he kicked the board that he shouldn't have been able to break. So, you know what I'm saying? And I cut my ankle. You know what I mean? Kicking through that damn mahogany or whatever it was. True story. Melville, New Jersey. Camden. Went camping with a bunch of my Puerto Rican brothers. Some darker than me, and obstacle courses. I'm older than all of them. Whooping their ass on the obstacle course, jumping over, doing dive rules over things about 5 foot high and all that. Shouldn't have done it. Back got jacked up. Got a cut on my ankle. And that was a retreat. I didn't care about all that preaching. It was about having fun, and that's what we did. We had fun. And I was always one to ask the crazy questions, and them pastors were getting tired of that shit. They was like, what is this motherfucker talking about? I'm serious, y'all. I'm dead serious, man. And the only one I think that had a gun. Anyway, that's not for mean. It's just, I'm an old cowboy. I'm an old country boy. You know, we're on my land. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Like I said, keep helping brother out. I'm going to keep helping y'all out. We're going to keep moving forward together. And when y'all ready, I don't know what's going to come tomorrow. I wish y'all all was here, man. It'll happen, I hope. All right? So, hey, Damien. Yeah, it's still up, D. It is. I believe it's still up. I saw somebody had share it on Facebook, and I was surprised. Like, oh, it's on Carrie's page. I think I shared it from his, you know. But I appreciate everybody. And we actually last night, me, Carrie, Big Mike, Westside, and Randall were on Westside Twitter account. I think he should be back on YouTube now. So if y'all haven't followed Westside, Original Lone Wolf, Rondo is going to be doing some stuff too. Go ahead and subscribe to that page. And anybody on here has got a page, subscribe to one another. Chief Jonas say, oh, come on, subscribe to one another. We support one another. We help one another. Let's stop being pickles in the barrel without no vinegar. Because you know what? Somebody keeps holding the vinegar outside, and it's bitter. Let's put it in the barrel so we can all be pickled together and be together and good and kosher. You dig what I'm saying? You thought I was going to say something else. See, that's how y'all mind be thinking. We got to get your minds about the gutter. Unified with good brine. That means tasty and tart and bitter to the taste to everybody that comes along and don't get it. Not in a hateful way. Y'all have a grand day. Love you all. Ladies, gentlemen, goddamn. Janet Nubian Queen, woo! He has a page. Ronald, let her know right quick. Ronald, if you're on, let her know right quick before I cut it off. She has a question there. Well, you know what, Ron, I'm gonna go over to your page and I'm gonna put it in, okay? He said he's gonna start doing some more on there. It's been a minute, so we'll find out. So I'm gonna go over his page, go to Rondo. You see his name right there, right? And subscribe to that very name you see there. That's his account, okay? Go and hit him up. Subscribe. Look at some of the stuff, Rondo Smallfoot, and tell him, hey, look, man, we here. And he'll, he's always gonna be on our lives and our podcasts, and I'm gonna do an open mic, all right? All right, so I love y'all motherfuckers. You hear me? God damn it. Peace.